Well, "20 years later, I'm back on here." You might be thinking, "Valerie, where have you been?" Well, let me tell you. Since I deal with scoliosis, normally I'm in pain. I live in pain. And like Nacho Libre says, it's the best. I love it. I don't love it. It's miserable. But I need a towel, a napkin. And I don't have one. I don't feel like getting up either. I have to wipe this off. Um, so I suffer with scoliosis. And I usually am in pain. Right now I'm in pain, but levels about 4 or 5. And so this is just a ramble video. I'm not going to talk about anything important. So you can sign off if you're not interested. It's totally fine. I'm going to try not to keep it so long because sometimes I can ramble and then I go on and on and on. And then it's like, Valerie, okay, shut up already. But for the past few months, I have tried. Remember when I was going to do a 30-day challenge? I laugh every time I think about it because my kids make fun of me, especially the second oldest. He'll say, "Yeah, like 20 years later, you do another video like, hey, 30-day challenge 20 years later, day 7." Um, Dude, it's hard. It's really hard. Like you have all these YouTubers making a bunch of money or supposedly making money, and I want to make money too. I want to get my YouTube channel monetized. I would love to do that. I'd love to make extra passive income just posting, but posting valuable content, not just sitting here doing this because this is not valuable. Not valuable. Maybe to someone it might be just entertaining, or maybe not. Maybe it's boring as cheese. But a lot of people are like posting and talking about how they're making money and how easy it is, blah, 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 blah. And I don't think it's that easy. I think it's kind of hard. It's a challenge because you have to post consistently, and even then, you have people talking about how on their channels or videos how to make money on YouTube, but they don't really. Well, they do say how, um, but it's like talking about how did someone. I saw a comment once and it made sense. They're talking about how to make it, but not actually showing you what they did. They're just posting what they're doing in their analytics. But because people are interested in watching those, but not actually. Anyway, so I thought about that type of thing, but I really couldn't help my convictions about how getting too wrapped up in make money on YouTube is just not my thing. It's just not my thing. I want to put out valuable content, especially and primarily for women. I've mentioned that before in my other videos. Um, I don't want to put out make money because I'm a Christian and that's not my focus. It's really not who I am and what I want to be branded as. Even though if I do make extra money, great. And if I don't, that's okay too. But I would like to get monetized. Why not? And create videos for people or create content or commercials for people. I don't know. I don't know. But realistically, I'm a mother of 4, actively 3 right now because I have 3 living at home, and I homeschool, and I'm a wife, and this stuff is hard. Living life is hard. Living life in this era, this time is difficult, but I think it has its different sets of challenges. You had your challenges back, or women did anyways, I can't speak for men, but I'm sure they did. I'm going to reach this towel over here. Oh, gosh. Ah! Oh, I just dropped my husband's AirPods or something. Anyway, back then, I mean, we have our own sets of challenges. We have our current modern challenges, right? Back then, I don't know what year, 19th maybe century ish, from what I remember of history. You had your challenges. Women had their challenges. I mean, they had to really labor. They didn't have the conveniences that they do now with ovens and microwaves and um, going to the grocery store, going down the street in a vehicle, in an AC heated vehicle to get food. Back then, I'm sure they had to do hunting and they spent most of their days in the kitchen. Now we have women in our modern day, I think, um, that are working. And that's not, I'm not knocking people that work or women that work. But, I mean, it's hard. We have women in the business industry. Again, it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing to have women in the industry, or like working office industry, having careers. But if they have children, and again, I can't really speak from that experience because I know when I worked, I know I spent less time with my kids, and I like time with my kids, even though they drive me crazy. Um, I love that they drive me crazy because at some point later on in life, they're going to be gone, and I'm going to miss them. We sort of tease them and tell them don't ever leave us, right? But that's not reality. The reality is they'll find someone, meet someone, want to go somewhere, maybe go to another country and live, explore. Who knows what they'll want to do? I have no idea. But I want to cherish the moments that I do have with them and, make memories. And even though I don't do it very well, I really don't. Especially these past couple years, as my scoliosis pain worsened, it has just been a big challenge. But um, our challenges now for women are just different. We have a lot of comparison. We have a lot of they have this and they have that and I don't. And I'm not saying that from my personal experience, but there are some times where if I've looked on social media, you have these women that are, supposedly successful, right, in their mothering and their homeschooling, and they have everything structured. I don't. And I probably should do better, which I do try to do better. But it's hard. You have a lot of comparison. You have a lot of competing, even though people say that they're not competing, we're here for one another and support each other, blah, 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 blah. But that's just the worldview, though. I think, okay? Just a quick disclosure or disclaimer, not disclosure, disclaimer. I don't know everything, guys. I'm just simply giving you my point of view. And my point of view is very, very narrow. So don't come at me. But it's just very hard to live in the time that we live in. But it is also a great one, especially for a Christian. Especially for a Christian. But I did not. My point is going back to not wanting to be in that mindset of like, oh, how to start a YouTube channel. Da, 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 da. I kept wanting to make a video about like regarding that so that I could maybe get some traction with um, audiences and stuff. I just something wouldn't let me keep going with that. Something wouldn't let me continue that because that's just really not my target. That's not my goal in my channel is to reach women and to let them know that you're not alone. I deal with stuff. I don't like being a mom sometimes. I don't even like to cook half the time. But because I focus on Christ and I look to Christ and I think, man, you've done so much. And really, the depth of that truth, man, that's what really keeps me okay. Like, I can do this, and that's okay. The grace and the truth of Christ and his work, the work on the cross, is absolutely life changing. And so that's what we have to keep focus on. A lot of times when my husband gets on my nerves or doesn't pay attention to me the way that I want or the way that I think he should, or my kids don't listen to me, or perhaps I'm embarrassed that they behave a certain way, it's like, oh, gosh, it's a reflection of who I am. But really, even then, it can become a reflection of my pride, because God forbid my kids or my children behave a certain way that displeases me and makes me look bad. So, it is very tough. And we can let that consume our mind if we allow it. But the reality is, I'm just doing my best, Karen. Okay? I'm doing my best. And so times are tough. Financially, it's hard. There's been times where we literally only have like $50 to our name, but we're healthy. We are healthy. And I'm going to say something that might be a little too much information, but I'm just going to say it. The other day, it was my husband and I, our anniversary, 15th year anniversary. And money wise, we're just tight. There was a couple of deals that did not follow through in December. That would have been phenomenal if we had it, but it did not. It was a significant hit to our bank account, like to our financial situation. And so, the other day it was Monday. My son was like, "You're not going to go out to eat or anything?" And I was like, "No, it's fine." And he was like, "Why not?" And I told him, I said, "We don't have money right now. And the money that we do have, we need for food. And I would prefer for you guys to be fed over a dinner that, number one, I'm going to go to the restaurant and I'm going to get irritated because I don't like a lot of people. Number two, I don't like people." Anyways, there's just it doesn't matter to me. I think I'm 41. As I get older, I think your values just change. And I was talking about that with my mother-in-law, and just your values just change. You appreciate children, you appreciate the health, you appreciate, even though I have scoliosis, I do appreciate that I can still move my body, I can still move around, I have a bed. I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm super thankful for. And I don't have to have a gift for anniversary. I don't have to have jewelry. I don't have to have, and I'm not just saying that because we can't afford it. It's like I keep getting rid of clothes. I literally keep sifting out clothes, and I look in my closet and I think, man, I don't need all this clothes. So I keep getting rid of more and more clothes. And even with the boys and my little girl, it's like, man, we're richly blessed in America, and other countries are not. And it's so embarrassing to recognize in myself, I'm ungrateful. I'm just ungrateful. And through the hard times that we've gone through, I have sort of been upset with God, like, why did you let this happen? And what? Just upset. And the real reality is it really just helps me um, see my sin and my ungrateful heart, and my demanding of God is absolutely, I have no right. I have absolutely no right to do that, because I just don't. And another thing, regarding my YouTube channel not being consistent, I have such a really bad complex about my looks and my weight. And thankfully, the Lord, by His grace, is giving me strength to lose some, slowly but surely. And I just now just don't care anymore. Like if I have a bad angle, you see my double chin. My face looks huge at this angle, but I don't care. Um it's just I don't care anymore. I'm just really sick and tired of letting that hold me back because I want other women to see and to know that it's okay. It's okay to see your flaws. It's okay to be broken. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to, just like your kids sometimes, it's okay to, but it's not okay to stay like that. It's not okay. With the view of Christ and the gospel, um, that should be the empowerment we have of the truth to love our children um, more gracefully and teach them truth, and not just teach them but live out the truth, that they see and recognize, man, my mom struggled, but all I know is she was able to confess her sin and know that she had hate in her heart for some person or for this person or for this and that and the other, and she disliked doing all these things, but she looked to Christ, and that's what kept her going. Of course, I love my children, I love my husband. We don't have the perfect marriage, but my goodness, I'm not. I told my husband, I'm not leaving anywhere unless you throw me out because you're stuck. I will not leave, no matter how supposedly unhappy I am or how ecstatic I am, whatever the case may be. Because realistically, my unhappiness is really irrelevant. And I'm not saying I'm unhappy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy. But the things that I used to be petty about our marriage, regarding, oh, you don't tell me this, you don't post about me, you don't. It's so stupid. I was so stupid. Because the most important thing is that he provides for us. He does his best for us. He helps me when I need. He sees that I'm struggling. He helps with the household things. He plays with the kids. He's recognized his failure as a husband and a dad, and he's trying. And I think for me, that's all that matters. I don't need him perfect because, my goodness, girl, if you think you have the right to come to your husband and say, well, he doesn't do X, Y, Z, Z, A, B, C, F, G, whatever, do you? Because I know I don't. I know I do not. There's so many shortcomings. There's so many things that I fall short in that it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. I think, man, how can I demand so much or expect so much of my husband, but yet, or even my kids, when I know that I fail and in a lot of other areas, not maintaining the house better, not cooking or having a hot meal more consistently. I do my best, but I feel that it's important to recognize both of your shortcomings, to be understanding with one another, to just understand this is hard and we're in this together and we're a team. And ultimately we look to Christ so that his name is glorified in spite of our selfish desires and wants. And so I don't know, I'm just going to post this video. Honestly, it's just a ramble. I'm trying to pretend like I'm talking to my cousin um or my sister, because it's easier to like come up with stuff and thoughts. It just comes easily when I think about that, because when I think too hard, nothing comes to the noggin, you know what I mean? So, anyways, with that being said, I do want to try to post regularly. I don't know when, but I do need to be consistent. I really do, because I want the gospel to get out. I want women to know that they're not alone. We all struggle. It's okay for you to struggle, but it's most importantly better for you to look to the one who is permitting those struggles, because he's the sovereign and we're not. And every hurt and pain is for a purpose, and it is to cause our eyes and gaze to look to Christ, and our hope is only in Christ. So anyways, I'm going to put on my lashes and some lipstick, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye. So this is the final look. I put on some lashes and I put on some lipstick. That's it. See y'all later. Bye. Peace. Don't pay attention to the toilet back there. Shh. Don't be quiet.